Hey everybody, Matt Eppers, Grand Design Serenova Product Manager, and excited today to introduce to you the brand new Serenova 150HL. Now this is a new floor plan for us in a newer segment here, Serenova being relatively new to Grand Design, but we have our 160, the 150HL, which is exciting about this. It's actually a foot smaller than our 160, but it does have a slide out. So we'll get inside, we'll show you how spacious it is, some of the unique things we've done to really open up this floor plan. But before we do, let's take a quick walk around and show you the other things that don't just make this 150HL special, but what makes a Serenova special and different than everything else you've seen in the competition. So door side of this 150HL and on all Serenovas, the first thing you'll notice is our acrylic windows. That'll be different than what you're going to see in a lot of the competitors in this price point. A lot of them are going to use those traditional RV windows, but it's important for us to get these acrylic windows, one for the airflow, but two also for the day shade on the inside. Nice that we can do that from the inside or the outside, as well as a night shade that drops from the top. So that'll be standard on all Serenovas, and every window outside of your main window, which we'll check out here in a minute, will be full acrylic. Another big feature that we have is that Girard motorized awning that comes out. That way you don't got the big L's, and we're able to do the acrylic windows. And then down low, it's a little detail, but something that does make us different on our baggage doors. One, you notice the thickness of it, but two, you also notice that they're metal slam latch. So we try and find storage anywhere we can. Door side, we know that there's chairs, whatever that may be, but it's nice having that slam latch on there. Kind of synonymous with some of the higher end units that Grand Design makes. We brought it here to Serenova. So as we move to the front, kind of building off that acrylic windows, this is what I think makes Serenova so special, is the size of our windows, and this being our front windshield in the cap. It's automotive grade. You see the nice accent lighting, but very durable, very clean, and offers a great kind of look at your campsite no matter where you're camping. So we're excited to have that. Getting down to the bottle covers, right? Can't be too great of a feature when we're talking propane, but on a single axle to have 40 pounds of propane, 220s that are interchangeable, that's a big deal specifically for our segment, so know that that's in there. And then lastly, as we get up front, this is an exciting feature for us, is our power stab jacks and power front jack for us via our friends BAL over there in Norco. But it's the 4-point system, which is up front on you're gonna have 2 on the front, 2 on the back, but they operate independently, and that's important for a number of reasons. One, if you're on a slight grade, you can operate them individually. That way you're not going down and burning out your jacks, as common with a lot of the other kind of power stabs in the industry. So we want to make sure that they were operable independent of each other. And then also with that, they all have manual overrides dedicated to each other. So if you ever do get into a situation where you don't have power, your battery dies, whatever that is, you can get your stab jacks up and still get home even without the power. So it's a great feature for us here. Let's continue around the off-door side. I'll show you some of the other things that make Serenova special. What can be exciting off-door side of an RV? Well, in Serenova's case, we got a couple different things. One of them being this bag door over here, but you notice what's inside the bag door that's important. We do have our Nautilus center. That's a Grand Design staple. You'll see that on all of our units. You have your water connections. You also have a hot and cold faucet out here that we can connect to a spray port, keep your campsite clean. But as we switch sides, you will notice your solar here. So on Serenova, you get a standard 200 watt panels, but it's a solar scalability system where we can scale up to, we're wired for 600 watts of solar. You do have the 30 amp solar charge controller, and then the big one, we are actually prepped for a 3000 watt inverter, which is enough to run your AC, run some of those other large 110 user components in this product. So even though it looks great and it's great on the road, we can take this Serenova off-road. We've given you the functionality to do that, not just with solar, but again with LP, and then also our large freshwater tank capacity. Okay, but as we continue to get in here, another thing you'll see is tire link prep. So that's important. We'll talk a little bit more about running gear. And then another one is our Dexter anti-sway system that'll have, or the sway assist rather. The Dexter sway assist is already installed on the Serenova. That's standard for all of our floor plans, including this brand new 150HL. Really great feature to have, something that'll keep you safe as you're traveling around on those roads. Moving over, as we get to the slide out, we did use the Slim Rack by LCI on this. It's an upgrade over some of their other slide systems. It was a perfect application for the Serenova, lightweight but reliable for us. And then the other part, and this is important, is you'll see the ladder prep bracket on the Serenova. And the reason that that's a big feature for me is it lets you know this is a full walk-on roof, which we don't see in the industry, specifically on laminate single axle travel trailers. But we know it's important to get up there to check your seals, do all the things you need to do for maintenance. So all of our roofs are full walk-on roofs here with Grand Design Serenova. Let's keep moving to the back, show you a couple more things, and we'll pop inside, show you what makes this 150 special. So off-door side to the rear, right? What can be exciting back here? Well, the big part for me is an installed Voyager backup camera. That's not a prep, that's an actual backup camera installed from the factory that's live on all Serenovas, and again, some great accent lighting. Coupled next to our 60K tankless water heater, so that's a big BTU, 60,000 BTU water heater. And then you also do have the receiver hitch down here, which is a 150-pound weight rating, great for bikes or any of that additional storage that you may need. Now, as we roll around to the door side, some exciting things that we haven't yet talked about that are maybe out of sight, out of mind. Number one would be the enclosed underbelly. So again, even though this is a single axle product, we still have a full heated and enclosed underbelly, but we took it a step further and actually added 12-volt heating pads down there for you, controllable from the inside, which offers us the ability to camp in some colder weather, which is nice with such a beautiful product with all the windows. And then as we get over to the running gear, this is an area where we did put a lot of money into the Serenova. So this is an aluminum rim on Goodyear tires, riding on an independent suspension called MoreRide Shock. MoreRide's who actually made our frame. You might have noticed up front, it's an all aluminum frame. We also coupled with them and partnered with them on our running gear in order to give us that independent suspension for a smooth, safe ride. So when it comes all together between the aluminum frame, the tires, the rims, and the Dexter anti-sway, you got a complete package of not only comfortable, but safe options in order to tow your Serenova. But enough about the Serenova overall. Let's pop inside and show you this new floor plan, the 150 HL. All right, so now that we're finally in the 150 HL, this new floor plan, you'll notice the centerpiece for this is space, functional space. And although this is a single axle floor plan, just over that 20-foot length, 20'2" from ball to bumper, one thing we'll notice is how open it feels in this and how functional this is. So we actually designed this bed system from the ground up specifically for this floor plan, and it's really exciting. I'll demo it for you. But what's nice is we can sit it here and use it as almost a trifold sofa, theater seating, whatever that may be. And this will roll out, but you might be wondering, hey, this is a bed, this is a jackknife, where do I eat? That's why we got the Grand Design branded pop-up table. You can use it interior or exterior, it's great, fits perfect here. It's nice and lightweight, so it's easy to move in and out of the unit. Or if we want to get outside because we're camping, we can also take it outside knowing that we're not going to hurt it. So dedicated storage for that underneath is very nice, but also a nice, comfortable, direct view entertainment seat with adequate countertops on both sides. We'll move this little plant here, but we got good storage underneath both. So if we want to hide away our electronics, our books, whatever that may be, we have it. And then another nice part of what we've done intentionally is added outlets on the front of these. You'll notice on both sides, and then also behind us you'll have outlets and USBs. Gives us a great look, both sides, large acrylic windows, and then of course behind us we have that front windshield, and you do have a blackout shade here. That's a roller shade, and then also on both sides you have those pull down blackout shades as well. Enough about the shades though, let's talk about the exciting part of this floor plan, the bed mech. The one that we designed with a company called Rock Run. We partnered with it, designed specifically for this floor plan. So the challenge is, how do we maximize space, keep you in all the great windows, but still offer you a comfortable sleeping position? We've done that with this bed mech. You can see it's in the jackknife position now. This will pull out into a 60 by 77, almost a queen bed, a lot larger than an RV queen, about 3 inches short of a standard residential queen. But how do we get there? We made it super easy for you. All you gotta do is pull down. You'll notice this rolls out on wheels. We can pull it and you see the gas struts that are up a little bit, put a little bit of pressure in the middle and it'll lock into place for you. And then the other side of what we did is added a headboard here. So for a couple different things, we can lay down and actually sleep, or we can lay up against here, work on our computer, watch a movie, play cards, whatever it is we may want to do. So not only is it a bed, but it's a lounger, and you can notice the amount of space that you have in here and also how comfortable it is. But not just on top of the sleeping mode, one part of the bed that's important for me is when it's down, if we don't want to put it in and up, we can still get in and out of the unit. We've offered you enough space to do that. Part of the reason why we see this being a 60 by 77 compared to that 60 by 80, wanted to make sure we had enough room to get in and out of the unit, even with the bed down. But not only is putting it down easy, putting it up's even easier. So those gas struts we talked about, you notice that there's a little handle here. We're gonna pull on that, and you notice that those gas struts go to work and start bringing the bed up for you. So now all we have to do is roll this in. It locks into place. Now we're right back into travel mode. We can continue on our day. We got our space back. right? So really exciting bed mech. It's a new one for us. It's a Grand Design exclusive, and it's only something that you'll see here in the 150 HL. All right, so priorities in Serenova. Obviously space, obviously functionality. Another one though that comes along with camping is your storage. And you'll notice in Serenova, everywhere we look in every floor plan, we're packing this unit full of as much storage as we can. We actually partner with Technoform. It's an imported Italian cabinet. It's nice. You'll notice they're on both sides. It's kind of that reverse concave. It's on a soft close, hidden hinges, which is very nice. Gives it that ultra premium feel and look, as well as accent lighting above all of our cabinets there as well. But you'll notice we have both those on either side. And then down here, again, we'll kind of show you next to the bed, next to your jackknife, you do have some hidden storage there as well. But as we move back, what makes the 150 HL special is this slide out and the amount of room and the amount of storage that we can put in the slide out. So again, back to Technoform, right here we have kind of, I'll call it dual storage. We can use it as a place to fold clothes for kind of our bed, because we are sitting in our living room and our bedroom, or if we need pantry overflow, you got a great spot for it there too. The other thing you'll notice is our deep drawers, and they're hardwood. Again, they're on soft close drawer guides, which is nice. They all fit together really well. We can see 3 drawers here, great for folding, for clothes, whatever you may need. And then as we get deeper into the kitchen, here kind of the creme de la creme is the pantry that we've built into the slide on the 150 HL. All of your cabinet doors here, again, that hardwood, very nice, and it offers us good space, so that way if we do have some taller objects we want in our pantry, we can use them, but we're not wasting it, not making it odd to get into. Very nice, very easy to use, and a great part of the 150 HL. Now let's keep working back into the kitchen, and this is something that's not big just on the 150 HL, but the Serenova overall is our 8-cube refrigerator. A lot of times in a unit of this size and this weight, you're gonna see something that's a lot smaller, maybe like a 3.3 cube. We decided to go with the big 8-cube French door refrigerator, black glass up front, split door, which I really enjoy, and then you got that bottom freezer. But the reason that we do that is we understand when we're camping, food, drinks, all those things are necessities that we wanna bring. We don't wanna have to lug those extra coolers. And when you're in a unit of this size, hey, let's give you a big refrigerator. Make it something that you're not going to see in that competition. But as we end up in the kitchen here, as we get to the rear of the slide, you'll notice our induction cooktop. So on all Serenova, it is standard induction cooktops, induction cooking, no open flames. That way we can preserve your LP for the heat or anything else you may need it for. And then vice versa, you got an acrylic window up here, allows some of that airflow, nice touch light for you. But down below, one thing that is special is this convection microwave that doubles as an air fryer. So you have all your cooking needs, again, condensed and compact into a nice space and making them functional. And if you're not using the induction cooktop, great spot to be able to use continued countertop storage. And then lastly, one of these small details that makes Grand Design different is incorporating spice racks into places so that we do have that functional storage. If we're not using spices, we can use it for other things, cleaning supplies, whatever that may be. But rounding out here before we get into the bathroom, kind of show you the last of the 150 is our kitchen. Again, you notice a big acrylic window with both night shades and our day shades. Great size sink, can wash my hands in, wash vegetables, whatever that may be. And then again, back to our common theme, ton of storage, Technoform imported cabinets above us, that accent lighting, good lighting there. And then underneath, great storage for us there too. So again, we're in a floor plan that's just over 20 feet, and it's packed full of storage, packed full of space, and it's lightweight, under that 5,000 pound dry weight, 4,700 pounds. But lastly, we know one of the most important things when we're camping is the bathroom. Let's pop in and take a look. So the last big part of any RV, the bathroom, right? And again, we're in a single axle, just over 20 foot travel trailer, and what we'll see is the amount of space that we have in the bathroom. So for example, I'm 6'3", I can stand up in this bathroom, I can move around, I'm not bumping walls, I'm not bumping my head. But what's nice is as we get in here, we'll start with the shower, and you'll notice that this entire bathroom is a dry bath. Right, one thing I see in a lot of different floor plans, specifically of this size, is manufacturers cop out with a wet bath. Not here at Grand Design. It was very important for us to offer that dry bath because as a camper, that's something that I want, right? I want that separation between my shower, my toilet, and my sink. And we did that here, not just in the 150 HL, but all Serenova product lines will have, or all Serenova floor plans rather, will have that dry bath. But as we get into the shower, you'll notice the increased tub surround, which is very nice, great look for us. And then also the shower shade, which helps keep the water in the shower shower skylight above you, offering just a little bit more space. And then below, we got that C-deck flooring in order to give you some grip there in the shower. But as we move into the rest of the bathroom, you'll notice another acrylic window here, so we can open that up, get some airflow going. Toilet at an angle, that way we can have adequate legs and actually be able to sit down without, you know, touching both the walls. And then we'll harp on it again, the amount of storage that we have here in the Serenova with the overhead. And as we come down the side here, you'll notice kind of the open cubbies for your toiletries, whatever that may be. And then lastly, this is a little detail and something that I know really you're not going to find in a lot of the travel trailers this size out there that have a separate bath, but is the sink still in the bathroom, even though our kitchen sink's right there. One thing that I'm cognizant of as we design products is, hey, I don't want to brush my teeth, I don't want to wash my hands in my kitchen sink. We got a bathroom sink for that. So even though, again, smaller floor plan, more condensed floor plan, let's give our customers the functionality they deserve. We've done that with a dry bath with its own separate sink outside of just the kitchen. But before we close, let's pop back to the living room, show a couple more things that make this 150HL special. Back to the living area, in this functional living area in the 150HL, and a couple things that are details that you may notice in the Serenova. One, our increased sound system. We partnered with Klipsch on this to give a really clean, really robust sound. And you notice the Klipsch speaker, not just in this floor plan, but in all Serenova floor plans. And as you're up there looking, you'll notice it's also a soft touch roof, which is a nice feature, something you usually see in motorized. We brought that down to travel trailers. But one of my favorite features of Serenova overall is our accent lighting. So we'll actually demo it for you. We'll turn off our interior lighting and you can still see the lights above the cabinets to really create a great ambiance in this unit. And that's important for me after a long day of camping as we wind down. It's nice to be able to not just have the bright lights, but to be able to dim it down, read, do whatever we need to do, specifically in a space that functions as your living room and your bedroom. With that said, really hope you enjoyed the new 150HL. It'll be coming to a lot near you, as well as our other Serenova, the 160LG, both being new product lines and new product launch for Grand Design. We're excited to get it out. We're excited to cater to our customers and offer you space, functionality, and value unlike any other manufacturer on the market. Thanks for tuning in today, and we're excited to get a 150HL to a dealer near you.